gentlemen, Ben Bailey.
Ho-ho! Hello! Hello, 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 hello. This is the way we start the show. If you find it annoying, you really should go. 'Cause this is the way we start the show. Hello, 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 hello. Hello. Hello, 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 and hello. How's it going, everybody? I, of course, am Mr. Ben Bailey, and this is Working From Home, episode number 98. Holy shitbags, number 98, that's crazy. Why, it's just ridiculous. 98 episodes of total nonsense. Hello, hello. Hi, Ben from Boyertown. What up, Boyertown? What's up, everybody? 98 episodes. I can't believe it. We're going to do this for like a couple of weeks until the COVID thing blew over. So much for that. It's been a long time. It's been a year and a half, and this is our 98th episode, and we couldn't be prouder. We've been raising money for some very worthwhile charities all along. Thanks to your generosity, we still, of course, are doing that tonight. A lot of people saying hello, babe, saying hi to me, saying hi to you.
Oh, hey guys.
James Collins says, "Let's do this, Ben." We're doing it, James. It's happening. This is it. But yeah, so 98 episodes. 2 more after this one in this format. Episode 99, episode 100. And then we're going to take a couple of weeks off. And then we're coming back in the new year with the big new show. Holy shit! It's huge! It's huge! It's going to be such a big show, you guys aren't even going to believe it. You're going to be like, man, that's a big old show. I can't believe it. I guess technically speaking, it's exactly the same size as this one. But we're calling it the big new show because it's new and we want it to feel big. We have a lot in store. We've got a lot of stuff in the works for you guys. It's going to be fantastic. But let's not spend all of this talking about that. Let's talk about shows past where everything went wrong. No, let's not do that. Let's start with a drive-by, as a lot of people have said they like. It's time for Cash Cab Drive-By.
Driveway punctuated by a Sparky howl.
Oh, is he howling in the background? Yeah. He loves a good drive-by, the Sparkleby. He's like, oh, I love this. That's when he sips his whiskey. Yeah, we give the dog whiskey. We totally don't. I don't know why I would even say such a thing. We never give the dog nothing that's not good for him. Cheers, everybody. Cash Cab Drive-By, by the way, if you're new to the show. During a Cash Cab Drive-By, you take a sip of your beverage, whatever it may be. I don't care if it's motor oil. You take a sip right now. Tip it back in your mouth, pour it in your face, old boy. Go on. Thank you. Little laugh from the home crowd. I had a big weekend, you guys. I was out doing real live shows in front of peoples again in the glamorous, glorious town of Peoria, Illinois. And I'll tell you what, folks, it plays. My comedy plays in Peoria, which is the standard. Does it play in Peoria? Will it play in Peoria? It was apparently there was a marketing strategy. Will it play in Peoria? If it'll play in Peoria, that's a sample of Middle America, and it'll fucking work anywhere. Basically was the idea.
There you go.
If you can make those fucking people laugh, you could make anybody laugh, boy. That's what it means. And boy, did I. I had some people laughing so hard that they were kind of looking at me like, dude, could you just give me a second? I don't want to die from laughter. It was great fun. It was really, really awesome. I had a great time. I I fucking hate traveling. I'd forgotten. I hate it. It's horrible. I don't fit in the chairs. And it was freezing. I was coming back. I did shows in Peoria, and then I was in Davenport, Iowa, which I liked. I didn't really look at the map so much as now I just tell my phone where to tell me to go, and then I just listen to it blindly. So, like, if my phone ever wanted to play a little joke on me, you'd be like, oh, you want to go to Davenport, Iowa? Sure. But we're going to Detroit first, fucker. I love when you put a destination into Google Maps, and it's like, here's how long it would take you to drive there. Here's how long it would take you to take the train there. Here's how long it would take you to take the bus there. And here's how long it would take you to walk. Like, oh, well, it'll take me about 92 minutes to drive to Davenport. Or I could take a train. It would take 2.5 days. Or I could take a bus. It's open-ended. They're not making any promises on that. You just get on that thing and hope against hope that you find your way to where you're going. Or you could walk there in 19.5 days. I made up the times, people. They are not accurate. Some people are like, I don't understand how it take you that long on the bus. It only take you that long in the car. It don't make no sense. I think maybe he fudged the numbers a little bit. I'll tell you what, whoever you were thinking that, in this here tone of voice, you was right. I fudged them numbers. I didn't even fudge them, I just made them up. I just totally made them up. I made whatever I want to be. How long it take you to walk from Peoria over to Davenport, Iowa? 19.5 days. I love that old school. Plural is singular. I got about 300 foot of coastline here. 300 foot? Is that the same as feet? Take you about 19.5 days. But so I guess I have to do them one at a time, with a day off in between. It would still be days. It would have been plural. Would it be days? Oh dear. Those are weird, right? Who decided that deer would be plural for deer and not deers? Whose idea was that? It saved us a lot of I know that over the years. Over the years, we said a lot less because some of them plurals, they don't have the ending, you know. Like fish. Fishes. I mean, you could say fishes. Right? It wouldn't, if that's how it was all along, we wouldn't fucking know. It wouldn't feel weird. How many fishes to make a school? Well, you need a teacher and about 16 students, I think. Wait a minute, what? What are you talking about, man? How many fishes to make a school? How many bird to make a flock? Here's a little thing for you. Who knows what a group of owls is called?
Ooh, I do.
Oh, way to chime in. I should have started up that way. Who knows what a... Here's a question for you, folks. Who knows what a group of owls is called? And it ain't a group. I purposely used the wrong term so as not to give away the right one, you know what I mean? If I'd have said it in the question, you'd have known it. And Emma knows it, by the way. She's making noises as though she's an excited owl that knows what a group of her own kind is referred to.
I didn't mean to, I just got excited.
Woo! 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 Walchok, do owls flock? No, they do not, sir. They organize in an entirely different fashion. These groups of animals things, I like these. These are fun. I feel like we should do one of these, maybe on the big new show.
Oh, okay.
We'll, maybe on the big new show we'll do it. Every week we'll say, what's this group this type of animal called? And then people have to guess, and then, someone will get it, or they won't. How does that sound? How does that sound as like maybe a segment for the new show? And Sparky's howling again. That's a double howl. No, it is not a gaggle. It says someone named Rickermo. Hoo! Sparks is howling. I added that last part.
I'm copying because he mustn't be right over us like he was.
No, he sounds like he's at a distance.
Yeah.
Clearly he's out on the mountaintop under the moon.
Because I shut him in the room above your head with his bone last week.
Wow, that sounded weird. You shut him in the room over my head. Sparky and I were in a room, and he was closed in above me. He's closed in right where you are, and he's got a bone. So he was quieter, but he still howled. I just forgot. So I was going to tell you guys about something. I just Sparky howled, and out it went.
Terry Chan got it.
He did.
I think maybe Terry is a she.
Terry Chan apparently got it, and the answer is a parliament. A parliament of owls. Those are some snooty fucking birds right there. Thank you. Thank you. Is it called a parliament? Yeah, but Raphael, I just told you.
There's a delay.
I know. I'm using that to make a joke, baby.
Sorry.
That's what the whole show's about, you know what I
Read
mean?
it?
Too good, you believed me, right? You thought I was being genuine. Yes, I am a she, ha, says Terry Chan. Well, I'm a he. I am a he. True, yes, you did, yep. You tell Raphael. Oh, I just had a movie quote. That's what I was going to do. And then it just went out of my head. It'll come back to me. It was because of some accent that I was doing made me think of a movie quote, and then I lost it.
Made me think of Homer Simpson when you were talking about Sparky being shut in above your head.
Why? Why Homer?
You know when there's little things in his brain, like someone walks in and like stuff happens when he tries to think.
Yeah.
Go to a little closer
Right.
with
Yeah.
things, nothing happening in his brain.
Yeah.
Or a monkey grinding an organ or something.
My favorite one is the Land of Chocolate. When they show inside and he's dreaming about the land of chocolate and like everything's made of chocolate. He's just floating through with his mouth open, just like.
So much fun.
Oh, what an absolute classic of a character, Homer Simpson. Looks like I pulled a Homer. Did we do the quote that was like from the 80s, the movie that we watched that night?
I'll look it up and see.
I can't remember if we did it on the show or not, but I remember the quote. We might have done this one already, you guys, but I'm going to do it anyway. Never get less than 12 hours of sleep. Never touch a woman who has a tattoo of a dagger on her body. Never play cards against a man who shares his first name with a city. You stick to that, and everything else is cream cheese. I think we already did it, but I don't care because I love it so much.
We didn't do it.
We didn't do it? We talked about doing it.
Yeah.
That's great. That's such a great quote. It's so awful that it's fantastic, you know? It's like it's one of those like it's so bad that it's good. Oh, Kevin nailed it. Teen Wolf. Bam. So it wasn't capitalized though. So oh no, wrong. The movie title has to be capitalized.
He must have been ready on the.
He was all over that. You think he just?
As soon as you started it, he knew.
He already had Siri up, and Siri did a voice search based on my voice.
Don't give them ideas.
That's a great idea. We'll just work it into the game. That's a fun quote, isn't it? That's it. That's Teen Wolf character. Teen Wolf actor Michael Fox. Sounds weird without the J, doesn't it? Michael J. Fox. A big fan. Such a big fan of that man.
Awesome.
In so many great things. Did such a great job in so many things.
Didn't he?
And such a brave guy with everything that he's done since. Yeah.
I told you.
What an amazing and awesome dude.
I told you recently. Did you end up watching it about how
I don't know.
That footage was revealed was released of that other actor playing the title role from Back to the Future.
Oh yeah, you did. Who is it again?
He's someone who wasn't.
It's Anthony Hopkins, right?
I started watching some 80s movies, old 80s movies, and he was in one. He has like
old 80s movies from like 81, 82. Sorry. You know what stickler I am. You say
And,
what you mean or I'll fucking point it out right away.
And he has red hair. And
he has red hair.
And you said
Eric Stoltz.
yes.
Boom!
Nice.
I totally knew that, but I'll take the bell. The celebration was real. And Michael
think that
Connolly
was
says
true.
Eric Stoltz. Yeah.
Yeah, and he was like originally cast.
It would just be so different, right? I love those.
And
1.21 gigawatts. Run for it, Marty.
and they started producing it, and he's in scenes that like with Biff and
Now, Biff.
at the diner, and like it's crazy.
And it just feels so weird, right?
Yeah.
Because you're like, that's supposed to be Mike Fox.
Yeah, and he's skateboarding and grabbing onto the back of the.
Hi, Debbie Thomas. I'm doing great. How are you? She just said, hi, Ben. How are you doing tonight?
Oh,
Which is quite nice, isn't
that's
it?
very nice.
How are things going? Just want to check in, see how you're doing. Fantastic, then, Debbie. Fantastically well. Pretty good. No.
You could ask
The fantastically well just kind of went with the accent. Ask what? How she's
we
doing?
could ask everyone how they're doing.
Hey, everybody, here's a question for you. How the fuck are you? Put your answers below. Where else are we going to put them?
Happy Hanukkah. To
Yes,
the-
happy Hanukkah.
And
And a reminder to people who might not be paying attention, Hanukkah, really fucking early this year.
yeah, it's all done now.
If it were a holiday that I celebrated, I would think about just doing Christmas too now. Like, well, we still have weeks till Christmas and Hanukkah's done.
If you're ever on
Let's
the
do
fence,
Christmas. Why not?
This
Put a
is
tree
the
in your
year.
house like the rest of the weirdos. I love how we think other religions are weird. And we kill a tree and put it in the house. We cut it down and then try to keep it alive in the house as long as we can.
You know
Oh,
what?
man.
You know how easy.
And a man comes down the chimney and brings us whatever we want. If we are good,
Yeah.
or we get nothing.
Yeah.
Get shit. Coal. Which, it's winter. You might, if you were totally broke, you might misbehave just so you could keep the fucking house warm. You know what I mean? I don't know if anyone ever made that play on those things before. I don't know if they did, but I found it entertaining. Wow, I just turned it to Jack Palance for a second. That's who that was. That's who that felt like to me. I don't think I'll ever do that again. I don't think I'll ever do that again. Oh, and by the way, there's also a holiday where a giant rabbit comes to your house with eggs that rabbits do not fucking lay. And he brings you candy and eggs. Why?
You
What?
guys get
Huh?
candy here?
No, it's everything. It's
Oh,
mostly
okay.
it's candy. Why? What do you guys get?
Just
Boomerangs?
Just chocolate eggs.
Oh, chocolate eggs. Yeah. Well, yeah, chocolate eggs are a big part of it. But
That's it.
some other people, typical America, some other people jumped in on the marketing of the whole thing. And let's make this part of the tradition. It's like now, Peeps, marshmallow Peeps, sugar-coated shitballs in the shape of fucking little birds. Those are an Easter thing, man. And jelly beans.
Jelly beans.
Yeah. Well, sometimes referred to as jelly bird eggs. What? You want some jelly bird eggs?
Where?
What?
You?
It's Easter. Have some sugar. Sugar yourself nearly to death in celebration of the giant rabbit that comes. Do you actually see the rabbit? No, he's invisible. Well, that's pretty fucking convenient, isn't it? Any giant rabbit that comes to your house and brings you something is conveniently invisible.
And people thought Donnie Darko was crazy.
Donnie Darko was crazy. All happened on my fucking birthday, by the way. That movie was written about me. I was originally born with giant rabbit ears. I had them taken off. Because people thought I was a little strange, you know what I mean? And it's hard to sleep because you can hear shit from miles away with those. Look at those guns. Look at those. Look at that. I gotta shriek. Do, 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 do. Who remembers that show? Good night, sweetheart. Well, it's time to go. Do, 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 do. Bowser. Fucking Bowser. Bowser was the dude with the pipes who would like do the flex back and forth and sing the baritone on a show called Who Knows It? Who knows it? Sha-na-na! Kowalski, we've got a winner, yeah! Sorry, I got a little wound up about that.
Con right on his tail.
Con right behind him. Sha-na-na. That was the name of the show.
Nice. Kowalski's already tipped you for this evening.
Thank you, David. Could you please teach these other people to give us money as consistently as you do yourself, please? Teach a seminar, something, make a video, mate. We need help from everybody, not just Kowalski. Just kidding. Thank you very much.
But
Thank you very much, Dave.
If anyone else would like to send Ben a tip, Venmo or PayPal.
Yeah.
And it's Ben Bailey Comedy.
Ben Bailey Comedy. Give me money.
And then you can
Give
tell
me
Ben
money.
something like David did. He says, gas for the snowblower.
Gas for the snowblower. Very nice. Very nice. Every time I think of a snowblower, I think of another one of my favorite films. And here's a quote from it. And it's not a funny one.
Okay.
Man, he really could make her fly. Super sad, actually.
Oh.
Great fucking movie, though. One of my favorites, honestly. Oh, it's a bit quiet in here, isn't it? Nobody's taking any guesses. Someone says Fargo.
Yeah.
No, incorrect. No, not even close.
Grumpier old man, is a guess.
Nope.
Con says Paul Newman.
This is a game show where I play the harmonica and just go, no. No. Not Pulp Fiction, not Grumpy Old Men. Great guess, though, and I just love, I love Grumpy Old Men and Grumpier Old Men. Those movies are great. Yeah. I have to find some quotes. Your cat shit in my car again. Who says you can't train a cat? I was on a cruise ship with Bowser once.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, the only time I ever did a cruise, the musical guest was Bowser.
I still don't know who this Bowser person is.
Bowser is from a TV show called Sha-Na-Na, where there was like, the open was like a whole bunch of people singing the theme, and he was the baritone, the bass, who would do that part. Do, 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 do. And he would like do his bicep back and forth while he was doing it. So it turned, and that's all I knew of the guy when I was a kid. So then I'm on a cruise ship, and they put me in a certain room because that was not allotted for performers, because Bowser was the other performing guest on the cruise, and he had so many people with him that you're not listening to me at all. He had so many people with him that they took up like all the allotted rooms for people that were performing on the ship. So Bowser, and I never even met him, but apparently he like puts on an amazing show. He still sings, he plays piano, he has like 2 other pianists. He has like this huge stage act. This guy Bowser. You should look him up, baby. It's like
I was just shown a picture of him.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he was like, apparently he was an amazing performer, and probably still is. Although I'm sure he had a rough go the last couple of years, just like the rest of us. But yeah, Sha-Na-Na. I don't even know how you would describe the show. I don't even remember anything else about it.
Yeah.
Except for that sort of, that open and close where they did this big musical number. Doo-wop. Yeah, they were doo-wop. Somebody said that up there. Yeah, and that's right. Give me 5 doms and a domby doobie. That's another movie quote. Wow, it's all movie quotes tonight.
Oh, with that,
Did I even tell them what the answer was?
No, you didn't.
What was the quote again? Who's running this fucking show?
The make her fly.
Yeah, man, he really could make her fly is from, I keep thinking someone's going to say it, and I think somebody put Paul Newman up. Nobody's fool. Paul Newman, Con. Just got it right before I gave it away. I could feel that answer coming through, man.
He said Paul Newman earlier.
Yeah, I thought he did. I thought someone did. Yeah, but these, the comments are flying by. So, yeah, nobody's fool. Paul Newman. He's just a brief moment where he's vulnerable. He's talking about his childhood because they go to this house that's actually his that he still owns, but it's all in state of ill repair because it's where he grew up and he never wants to go back. And he just has a flashback moment. It's great. It's fucking great. It's a great movie.
Nice.
Yeah. The other very quotable line from that, there's a bunch, but would you like some tea? Not now, not ever. That's the one I quote a lot. Also, Paul Newman.
Yes, that's true.
But everybody's great in that movie.
Nice.
Yeah. I feel that you're distracted. I don't feel that you're here with me.
I
It's okay if you are. I have to say it out loud.
was just getting my stories.
I haven't gotten a laugh in so long. Just hit a laugh button. I don't care which one it is. Just push it. Oh. Oh. Thank God. I just was like, oh, I'm slowly dying. I can't breathe anymore. There's no
Did you
air.
not get enough laughs over the weekend to sustain you
There is
through
no
the week?
such thing as enough laughs. Don't you understand? That's what causes me to do what I do. I've got to do it.
I was going to ask you.
Because they come in and then they just go right out because there's a hole.
Oh.
Oh my God, it's so sad. Even joking around, it's so sad. There's a hole. I can't keep the laughs in. You can only fill it temporarily, and then it will drain out again.
I was thinking about asking you about any weird stuff that happened over the weekend or on your trip. Any crazy stories from travel or?
Well, maybe, but I can't remember what they are.
I know you saw the Richard Pryor.
I went to the Richard Pryor statue, the new Richard Pryor statue.
Oh, the.
Yeah, there was an old one that you kind of went and looked at. You're like, who? Who's that supposed to be? He was only 4'1". It's just a weird. It was good, like you could tell, and it said. But now there's a much newer one that's like, better. It's better. I have a picture in front of it. I'll post it after the show, and you guys can share it around, and say, look, it's Richard Pryor and some guy. But yeah, Peoria. Had a good time at Peoria. Mm-hmm. Travel sucks. I hate the travel. I forgot how hard it can be, I'm like in between. You fly on a little plane, and you have to gate check your bag, right? So I gate check the bag. I go and I sit down. The top of the back of my seat is hitting me like between the bottom of my shoulder blades, and my fucking head is touching the ceiling basically. And I was like, okay, I'm glad this is only 40 minutes. I just feel like Gulliver in that little plane. It's like, how did I get? Okay, I'll just sit like this. And the blower is just like, it's a quarter of an inch from my head. And then the shitty part is when it's the dead of winter and you're in the Midwest where they experience the lake effect, which means it's cold as fuck. That's the reason they give. And they get lots more snow too, and you're in one of those jetways, and it was just 180 degrees in the plane because it's either 180 or 40 below. You're never on a plane like, oh, this is perfect. This is exactly the temperature and humidity I like. Zero moisture anywhere to be found, and 100 or 20 or less. I was so cold, and I don't get cold. You know this. I don't get cold easily. I get cold kind of easily, but relative to certain things.
Yeah, I have to be losing sensation in my head. By the time you're like, yeah, it's a bit cold.
Oh, is it getting cold in here? She's like wearing 7 layers.
2 hats.
2 hats. I'm in my underwear, and I'm like, is it getting chilly in here? I'm on a plane, and it was so cold at the front, right next to the door, that like I was just looking at the flight attendant, like, So here's what she did. The coffee, it sits there in the pot. They make that coffee, and it sits there on the heater, unless somebody wants it, whatever. Like, so it gets to be so fucking hot. She poured it into a plastic, like a 1 liter plastic bottle, and she goes, "Here," like she was saving my life. She goes, "Here." We're the plane's like. She's like, "Put this." She goes, "Put this between your legs." I'm like,
Did she think?
okay.
Did she think you were gonna lose your nuts?
I don't know what she was.
So
Yeah,
cold,
she was like, "You'll never have children." She told me later that that's what she does when she's freezing on those flights. She pours this super hot coffee into a plastic bottle, puts her hands on it, and then puts the bottle and her hands between her legs. She's like, "It keeps me warm. It really does." I was like, "It fucking worked. I'm not gonna lie."
Poor lady.
I was shivering, but these are working conditions for her. Like, and I paid for that. It's amazing what you give up for convenience. Yeah. It was freezing.
Wow.
Yeah, and then it'll go to the other end,
Would have
like,
been a block of ice.
and then like to get it warm in the back, they got to make it so hot in the front that you're losing weight. I've definitely had some adventures on little planes, man.
Oh god.
Whenever they come and ask me to switch sides, you know, if somebody comes up to you on a plane and says, "How much do you weigh?" And you're like, too much. I think too much to stay on this fucking thing. Are you kidding me?
I think they go to the men first.
Well, they came to me one time and I said, I weigh about 220, and she was like, looked around and she's like, "All right, could you move?" She put me on the other side of the plane, and then there's another big, way heavier guy in the back, and they made him move closer to the front. And I was just like, this is terrifying. Is there some question as to whether or not the plane can handle the fucking weight? Because I could wait for the next one. This is not life or death.
The only thing I like about that instance where you're on a little plane and they're checking your weight and stuff is like, I think it was wasn't when I was with you, was it? I think it was when I was going to
Well, I don't know.
when I was going to Costa Rica,
No.
and I had to get on the little like puddle jumper.
Yeah.
And they weigh you and your bag.
Well, they weighed you both?
Yeah,
And
there's
they
like
just go,
a-
nope.
There's
They're
a
like
weight-
one or the other, but not both.
There's a weight limit for your bag based on like how much you
How
weigh.
much you weigh?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I was like, oh, that's cool, because I'm always like,
Oh, the
okay.
two of you together have to be less than a certain amount.
Yeah, because I'm like, well, you know, that
You're just a giant
that
guy
man
with a
over
tiny
there
little...
weighs twice as much as me,
Yeah.
but he still gets to bring on
All
the
he
same
could bring
amount
was a
of-
cookie. Good news is
Make sure his
you
blood
can
sugars
fly
get
with
low.
us today. The bad news is you can't bring any of your stuff. Can I just bring these headphones? Nope. I was on that particular flight where they're moving people around beforehand. It was particularly frightening because we're flying over what's known to be some of the most deadly waters in the world.
Wow,
Flying from Anchorage, Alaska down to Kenai, Alaska.
goodness.
You gotta have a pretty keen eye to spot that one. The Kenai Peninsula, it's a beautiful place. Beautiful place, great fishing. It's where Californsky Beach is, which is one of my favorite awful names of anything anywhere. But so you could drive it and go around the bay there, and it'll take you like 7 hours, or you could fly. It'll take you 20 minutes. But it's a fucking terrifying 20 minutes because it's a puddle jumper over the most dangerous waters in the world, some of them. And the reason that they're so dangerous is because it's so fucking windy right there all the time. So, like, the plane was just like, you know? And I'm a seasoned traveler. Like, I often am woken up by takeoff. You know, like, oh, are we landing? Like, no, we're just taking off. I'm like, wow, I've been asleep for 20 minutes already. Shit doesn't generally faze me on a plane, but on that one, I was just staring at a smiley face backpack that this kid in front of me had, trying with all my might to convince myself that only that was all there was in the whole world. There's just me and the smiley face. There's only happiness. The fucking plane was like,
God.
the big fat guy was just like, ah. Everyone was kind of freaking out, honestly.
That must have been bad, because you slept through the trip from Australia to Hawaii.
Is Sparky howling again?
Yeah, that's a Sparky howl again.
Man, there must be a full moon or something tonight. Yes, but so sorry. I thought we should acknowledge the howl. That was a bit mournful. That was mournful there. I guess it's a howl. They're all a bit mournful.
It's like, when are you coming back?
Yeah.
But
So yeah, when we were flying back from
from
Australia,
yeah, and we flew
to Hawaii.
Yeah, on the way back. That when we flew, there was like a hurricane. Was it that we flew by?
There was I don't think it was a hurricane. It was a tropical storm.
Cyclone.
Cyclone. That's right.
Yeah, we flew like around the cyclone.
We flew around it, and we were 20 miles from it, or 10 miles from it, or something.
No, it felt like we went through the middle of it. It was
everyone
the turbulence.
shit themselves and had a heart attack on the plane.
I was
like, people were freaking out, even the flight attendants, right?
Yeah, one of the flight attendants was crying. Apparently,
It was me. Like, I just slept right through all of it.
And the plane was like half empty, so I was like, I'm going to take a full row and just lie down and sleep, which was great. So I wasn't sitting next to Ben, and I think you did the same.
I did. I was one row behind you.
And I was lying
stretched
flat.
out. It was great. I had like the arms of 4 chairs hitting me in the back, even though they were folded up.
Yeah.
But I didn't care. I don't know why I was so tired, but honestly, I woke up at one point in the middle of that, and I was like, well, I certainly don't need to stay here for this. And I just fucking went right back to sleep.
Well, I had a seatbelt.
This part of me was like, just go to sleep. It doesn't, you don't need to be awake for this right now.
I had a seatbelt around me, but I was lying down. But I was getting air, like, between me and the seat. I was lifting full body off the seat and back down again.
Yeah.
Like...
Yeah, that was
and I thought, okay, this is it. And I was like feeling really badly because my sister and her like 18-month-old, and she was like pregnant with twins, was on the plane with us, and my dad and my sister's husband, and I was like, oh God, they're all going to go down with us. We're all going to die.
It was terrifying. Like, anyone who was awake thought that for sure. Yeah. Not me.
And then I was telling you,
Shannon Marie wants to be in our video. Facebook just told me, by the way.
Oh.
It looks like we can now allow people into the video.
I think
should we let her in for a second?
Always been the case.
And then hang up on her. You're the next Christian. Oop! Oh, lost her.
But the problem is, with this setup, we can only do it on one of the phones and one of the platforms, and everyone else can't see her.
That's a good point. I'm
sorry.
sorry.
Won't be able to hear her.
That, and I'm a little bit too self-centered to let anyone else into my show.
I mean, you guys know how much airtime I get.
Did someone say something? Real-time laughter in the room. It's time for another Cash Cab Drive-By. For those of you just tuning in for the very first time ever, when this little cab is bouncing by or gliding past my face, it's time for you to pick up your beverage and take a sip. I don't care what you're drinking, drink it. Hold it high and say, working from home, holy shitbags. Take a sip. Vroom, says Teresa Newman. Did you have fun typing that? I'll bet you did. Holy shit, if I'm to participate, and I am, I'm going to have to open another one. Another Stella Artois is good beer. Oh. I can't believe you started ASMR.
I can't believe I did either.
It's your least favorite of the segments we ever did. But I thought we always had fun doing it, though.
You didn't...
You were like, you didn't.
That's the best bit.
You're supposed to do the part at the end after I take a sip. I know. I'm
okay,
sorry.
sorry.
I screwed it up. We did it backwards. I used to like there was a big build up to the pop.
Right.
Well, I did it quite a bit early because I didn't know we were going to do it because he don't normally like to do it anymore.
Sorry. Yeah, I
all
hate
right.
the thing when you're doing that.
It's
so-
all right. It's all right. I love that you initiated something.
All right, thanks.
Don't do it again.
Okay.
Just kidding, babe. I'm totally just kidding. Holy moly, you guys. Episode 98. Don't forget the charities, guys. No Kid Hungry, which is right there in the feed on Facebook and on Instagram. The others of you, don't be afraid to go there. Or just switch over and watch this on one of those other ones and make a donation through that, right? So Facebook or Instagram, you guys can make donations. No one has made a single donation on either one as yet. But, no judgment.
But we did well last week, and
The last couple of weeks have been great, yeah.
yeah, thank you to everyone.
You get woken up, Brandon Scott Down says you get woken up on that plane ride to say 5 more minutes. Some reasons.
Oh,
That's the worst. There's a comment, not for me though. It was for one of the other viewers. Oh man. You were a beast on that Norton roast. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Now people are starting to talk about the Jimmy Norton roast.
oh yeah.
The guy in Peoria introduced me as him as the guy who murdered on the Patrice O'Neill roast.
Oh wow.
And I was like, ain't nobody know what that is, man. You better say cash cab. And they're going to be like, what the fuck? And they didn't. I think a couple of people did, but for the most part, they didn't know what that was.
I think that's kind of cool.
I thought it was great.
Because most
It was fun.
people, by the time they're there, are pretty aware of cash cab.
Yes. Except for the few people that are expecting micro. But yeah, he introduced me saying, he's the guy from the legendary roast of Patrice O'Neill, which was awesome. Mike, now he says, my bad, you're right, the Patrice roast. Well, but that's interesting you say that because there's been a lot of comments lately about both.
Yeah.
Apparently they've been released, the roasts.
Yeah, there was a lot
Those were
about
fun, man.
Patrice for a long time, and then just recently the Jimmy Norton one started getting attention for you.
The roast of James P. Norton. Creep. Living example of a total creep. He's actually a good guy, Jimmy. I give him a hard time, but I like him. He's a good guy. Where were we? Oh, yes. The charities, No Kid Hungry, and don't forget feedingamerica.org. They're both .org, right?
Yes, Don.
Remember I was like telling people it's .gov? You were like, I don't think they're part of the government. I don't think they're official government
It's just
websites.
the government organizations, dear.
Yes, that's reserved strictly for government organizations. So they are not .gov, they are .org. Feedingamerica.org and No Kid Hungry. Both providing food to people right here in these United States who need food as soon as tomorrow. So thank you very much for all your donations over the time.
And they're very thankful too, they often say so.
Yes, they are. And one of the very cool things is that these shows stay and they live online on these sites and people watch them again and they donate. So they just keep donating. So where's the link to donate? That, you know what? It might not be in,
Oh, did it not make it?
somehow it's not in the feed. I did have a little hiccup right before we started and I just had to jump back to this screen. So there might not be info in the Instagram.
Yeah, I don't know that I can change it.
I don't think we can change it, but
Here.
you could switch over to Facebook and it's in there.
Oh yeah, it just says you started a live video. It normally says you started a fundraiser if it's there.
Yeah, I was putting the phones up and I just tapped and I hit something and it went to a whole new screen. I was like, oh shitbags. I just ruined it. So then when I started, I guess it just
I might be able to add
the info I had put in was
after.
erased when I started a new one. I don't know if you'll be able to add it. If you can, that'd be great.
I'll try.
Where is the link TI donate? TI. How does autocorrect miss such obvious things, but then it just like you spell something right that it doesn't recognize, and it just changes it to something totally like that's not even a word. What you used, like segma, is not a fucking word. How did my autocorrect put the word segma in my sentence? It's not even a word, you know. I want to donate, but I don't have Facebook. Okay, well, you don't need Facebook to donate.
You can just go to their website.
You can just go to nokidhungry.org. And tell them we sent you, though. We want to get credit. We're getting kickbacks. Just kidding. Spend a minute and find out, blah, blah, blah. Sorry, these comments are disappearing too quickly. I feel like there's segments we haven't gotten to.
Well,
what do we normally
there's my
do?
news
How many
thing.
episodes of this have we done? And I don't even know what the fuck we do.
We've got less than 15 minutes left
Oh,
for
thank
the
God.
show.
Whew, thank God for that. Woo-hoo-hoo!
I always have news. I have news items, and then we have the national days.
Yeah, right. Sunday. I know that. Let's go with, let's check in with the lovely and talented Miss Emma Gleason and see what her news story is for this week. Here's the music that she hates.
No, this is the one I like.
Oh, okay. She likes it because it makes me do this. Maybe that's not why. Get some instruction for donations. Pink coin button with a heart on it. Emma's news. Teresa Newman is excited. She says, Emma's news! Sun is shining in the sky. There's not a cloud in sight. This is Connor McLaughlin. I'm not sure what that... He's writing
I think
lyrics to go along with your music.
Nice, I like it. All right.
I'm on the 50% side that hates autocorrect. Okay.
I hate, sorry.
Oh, it's okay.
Saying-
Sorry, babe. I
I'm
interrupted
saying
you.
I hate because you say I hate. I said I hate. There was a run of news stories about really stupid criminals.
Oh, I love that. I love that criminals are dumb. It's like,
Criminals
it's such a saving grace.
are, yeah.
So it levels things out.
Yeah.
You got one of those? I'd love to hear
I
that.
got one of those. It happened in Winnipeg, Manitoba.
I love it even more because they're Canadian. I love Canadians. They're like a unique breed. I love them.
So the police got called to a house.
Just Manitoba. Just say that. Manitoba. It's fantastic. Winnipeg, Manitoba. I love it. Sorry. So, what?
All right, so the police got called to a vacant house.
A vacant home. Okay.
And because the neighbors reported smelling gas, and
Right.
when they got there, they looked inside and they saw two unconscious people inside the home. Anyway, so they went in.
Oh, Jesus.
They got them out of there and investigated. Turns out they broke into the house to steal the heater. And they disconnected it from the gas line.
And it knocked them out.
And then all the gas came out. Like,
Oh, gee, they're so lucky they survived.
yeah.
One little spark. I mean, if the fucking neighbor was smelling it, how close together are these houses? There must have been gas everywhere.
Well, even without a spark, like, just the fumes would kill them.
Would they?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, my uncle worked for a natural gas company when I was a kid, and he was saying,
I mean, that would take a long time, though, right?
I
I guess it would have to get to where they were just breathing that, mostly. Because apparently it proliferates into the air, like, extremely readily, from what I understand. But I don't know. Yeah, you're probably right.
What do you mean by proliferates?
I mean, it's gone.
It disperses.
It disperses quickly
Right,
into the air.
If you open a windows.
Right.
Yeah. But
Wow, that's terrifying, though. Jesus. Yeah. So they just, pulled it off the heat supply and didn't think to shut it off. Well, they were just, carrying it up the stairs and they just fell asleep.
I always want.
Grab that end! This is going to be great. We're going to heat up our house.
We want more details, but yeah. But it happens fast enough that they didn't make it out of the house with the furnace. And you know what?
Well, maybe they stopped to make sandwiches or something.
Yeah, or grab some jewelry or.
Yeah.
But yeah, apparently you can become overcome by those gas fumes.
My 2 boys on Instagram says 1 fart and that place would have gone up in flames. That'd be a hell of a fart. That actually had
a fart that caused sparks.
Fart that,
You farting gravel?
yeah, how do you... I don't think you can actually ignite with a fart for the ignition part. If you can, that's a fucking trick. You should be on America's Got Talent if you can shoot fire out of your ass. Tonight. Oh! The whole crowd. Oh!
Oh, dear.
Tonight on America's Got Talent. She can shoot fire. And not from where you think. Wow, that's crazy. Is there more of those? You want to do another one of those? I like that story.
I have to look.
A diet of only Pop Rocks. There you go, Connor McLaughlin. That was a great rumor when I was a kid, that Mikey, the kid from the Life cereal commercials, drank 8 Pop Rocks and then drank Coke and exploded, and he was dead. Like, he actually blew up. And everybody just pretty much believed it, honestly. I mean, we were in 4th grade, but still.
It's so funny. I think the specificity of the...
Nice word. That's a fucking word right there.
I don't want... Of the rumor, I guess, rather than the lie, is what, I feel made it...
So what lent its legitimacy is because it was very specific. Coke and Coca-Cola, by the way, not cocaine. Although, let's be honest, there was probably some of that in there, too. You know how those star kids are. But, yeah, totally untrue. He was fine. I saw him at a much older age. I think they did a throwback commercial, and I was like, wow, he didn't blow up at all. Yeah.
Did they reference that in the commercial?
No, but they totally should have. This was, before, people or entities started sort of recognizing that pop culture stuff like they do now, but they totally should have. They should make a new one, CGI, where he does it in the ad. Like he's eating Life cereal. He is eating in the ad, but then he could drink a Coke after. He could pretend it was Pop Rocks. Hey, Mikey, he likes it. Boom! Because that was the ad, or that was the little tagline. Hey, or he likes it. Hey, Mikey, or hey, Mikey, he likes it. Like they couldn't get the little kid to eat anything, and then they gave him Life cereal, and he was like, "Yeah!" And his older brother, I guess, was like, "He likes it. Hey, Mikey." And it was like a huge, very famous ad campaign. Till the poor kid blew up.
Can you imagine...
I'll try.
...being him and, everywhere you go, people going, I thought you exploded.
Oh, God. No, I can't. Dude, I thought you blew up.
And constantly having to talk about that and explain that to everybody.
Yeah. I'm still here. I didn't explode. I still like it.
But by the,
I'm still Mikey. I still like it.
But by the specificity of the lie, I mean a very specific person it happened to. It's not.
Oh.
It's not like I heard about a person who swallowed a spider.
Right. Yeah. So it was about a specific person that you'd never, only a very small percentage of people. Everyone knew who he was, but nobody actually. Most people wouldn't have any way to find out.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pre-Google.
Pre-Google. Now you could be like, did... and Google would be like, Mikey from the Life cereal commercials blow up? No.
Oh, I bet this, you can...
Yeah,
put
if you start it.
Right now.
Oh, I smell a segment. Let's see what Google finishes with if you put these words in. If you put Mikey Life cereal, let's see what Google's thoughts are.
So many segment ideas.
Oh, that's a great idea for a segment, isn't it?
Like a week-long show at this point.
We're going to do a show that just runs continuous, real time. Starting on Wednesday, January 5th. It's going to be a live show that goes day and night from now till fucking forever. So get ready. Everyone's like, how do we prepare exactly? Give up the rest of your life. That's what you do. You spend it looking at me.
All right.
Give me a laugh, babe, please.
Oh,
just
sorry.
something.
Something.
Look at
my next
I worked so hard. I just need a little something. Thank you. Whew. Oh, thank goodness. All right, next news story. Another dumb criminal?
No, this is actually the most competent criminal.
Oh.
Is
it Lex Luthor?
Is the title? No. But
Who is it? Okay, sorry.
From the dumbest to the smart, one of the smartest.
Okay.
Okay. In Coronado, California, a woman went to a home where nobody was home, and she called the locksmith and asked them to come and change the locks for her because she'd locked herself out of her home. And the locksmith came and changed the locks, and then she went inside and she sat down and she turned on the music and the fireplace and started enjoying the home, watching TV and everything. But luckily for the people who, I guess it's not like she was doing anything really seriously.
She just like tried to take their house as though it was hers, and
she was just hanging out there.
So wait, so how does that? What happened?
So a neighbor noticed that there was activity, and they knew that their neighbor was out of town.
Yeah, and didn't have red hair and a ponytail.
They were friends with them.
Wasn't that woman, right? So yeah.
Enough that they had their spare key. And so she called the police.
Con says Valerie Perrine. Sorry. Is that her name? I thought it might be her name.
I don't have the name.
Oh, okay. Maybe he's he's probably just chatting with someone else.
That sounds familiar, though.
It does.
I don't know why.
So the neighbors kind of were hip to what was up, or that something was up.
Like, hang on. So they called the police, and the police turned up, and they went over with the neighbors, and the neighbor put their spare key in the lock, or attempted to, and it didn't fit anymore.
It didn't fit.
And then there were all these metal shavings.
Oh my God.
on the ground near the door. So the police went around back and called out to the person inside, and then she came out and they arrested her. I love that they said they arrested her on suspicion of burglary.
Wow. Yeah, maybe she didn't steal anything.
She didn't steal anything but electricity.
She just had the locks changed. That's so weird.
It's so funny, but.
Michael Ryan says squatters' rights. That's where I thought it was going to go. Like they came home and they couldn't get their house back because she was in it and they weren't. That'll be the movie of the week. That's how it'll go.
Yeah, I don't think
it'll take years.
if you trespass, the squatters' rights probably aren't.
Yeah.
Quite the.
Imagine that. Like if I came home and that woman was in my house and the cops were like, "There's nothing we could do." I'm like, "Well, there's something I can find." I know the code for the garage. I'm going to throw that bitch out of my house on my own.
You could do.
Grab her by her hair and drag her out the front door. Sorry, I don't know where that came from. That was too much. Sorry, go ahead, babe.
I was going to say you could do like I was telling you my dad did. I was telling you this week, not that my dad did it this week, but when my older sister was living in Sydney and her name was on the lease, and she hadn't long been out of home.
Yep. She hadn't long been out of home. Not something any American would ever say.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but I love it. It's beautiful. It's bloody beautiful pipe.
And she...
she'd not long been out of home at the time.
Was living with this guy that she originally thought was really cool. And he was a great flatmate to start with. He was an artist and bodybuilder and blah, blah, blah. But then it turned out he was...
Artist and a bodybuilder.
Yeah.
Wow, those two so seldom go together.
I know, right?
Yeah. What are you going to do? I'm going to do some oil painting. And then I'm going to fucking rip it in the gym for a few hours. And then it's just those are such contradictory.
Oh God.
No, do a bit of drawing. Just a quick bit. One of those of the hand where you never take the pencil away from the paper. I love it. Anyway, sorry.
But yeah, it turned out he was also on steroids.
I wonder if those helped with the art as well.
Yeah.
He won an art competition, but he was disqualified for taking performance-enhancing drugs. She was using steroids. She was bodybuilding.
Started having these massive mood swings and screaming in her face and stuff. And she felt unsafe. And so my dad, she told Dad, and Dad was up in Sydney for work, and so he went and in his suit on his way to some meeting, and told the guy, you have to leave, and
The guy was like, but I've just started work on this.
on a fresco on my bedroom ceiling.
I'm just doing decoupage between fucking squats, between deadlifts. Sorry. I'll stop making the same joke over and over. So good old Kieran Gleason rolled in and was like,
and
time to go, buddy.
Apparently, Megan said the guy was like much bigger than Dad.
Right.
With all these steroid. But Dad said, all right, if you're not going to go, come on, step outside. We'll take this outside. And he took off his suit jacket and folded it.
Folded it up and said, all right, let's sort this out.
And it really scared him.
Oh, I love it.
It was like,
and the big muscle-bound artist was like, I'll just get my paints and my pencils and my...
young steroid-bound guy was like, okay, I'll go in.
Nice. Way to go, Dad. That's awesome.
The cops came and made sure he went on his way and everything, but Dad scared him before that point. So
yeah, a little preparation, like you're all in, could go a long way. I remember once at a Giants game, these guys behind us were yelling at us because we were standing up, and we were like, everybody was into it, and they just wanted to be seated because they were fans of the other team. We were all standing up, and they were yelling. I was like, "Fuck you, get out of the way,"
Wow.
And I was like, you guys want to do this? And we all kind of looked at each other and like, yep. And I took our glasses off. I started zipping up my pockets, took off my gloves and put them in the back. And I turned around and they were like, no, we're okay. We're all right. Everything's cool, man. Everything's cool. He scared the shit out of him because we were just...
Not really, fuck you. Just...
Yeah, no, we just wanted to say fuck you. Like, okay, well... Now you know.
That corporate anger out.
Now you know, yeah. Now you know that we were ready. And then it scared. I heard another story of two guys were about to get into a fight. And one guy just casually stepped out of his shoes. And the other guy was like, maybe we could figure out a way to work this out.
Wow.
Now that you're barefoot on the street, and because you're thinking we're going to get into a fight, he's like, oh, shit. This dude knows some serious
out of his shoes.
Yeah, he just he slipped his shoes off and it was on the sidewalk just kind of dancing and the other guy was like, whoa, hold on.
Just looked like,
Yeah, exactly. Who knows what he knew, but he definitely, it was a great bluff.
Yeah, just in case this guy knows Krav Maga.
Krav Maga.
I'm out of here.
Oh, well, I have been studying Krav Maga for the past... That's Israeli, right? Israeli martial art that the military learns, I believe. In fact, I'm sure of it. I don't know any of it except the name. It's the only thing I know of it. And now I think it's time...
And then you should take your shoes off to...
Yes, and if you're about to get into it... But that could backfire quickly. If the guy's like, you're full of shit, now you're barefoot.
I think it's worth the bluff.
Yeah, I mean, if you commit, DC and I were once about to get into it with these British dudes that were getting out of a taxi. We were trying to get a taxi at the same time, and they ran and jumped in, and we started to get into a little scuffle in the street, and DC started going, I ain't never going back to that place, man! I ain't never going back to that place! And these dudes were like, sorry! like their whole fucking tune just changed. Yeah.
I think,
Pretty good stuff. A good bluff, but you gotta have a contingency plan if the bluff doesn't work.
And I may have
which
said
is
this
run
before, but I have an Australian friend who was in New York, and
an Australian was in New York,
and someone tried to, they came and
wait, is this about Crocodile Dundee? Someone pulled a knife on him, and he was like, that's not a knife.
No, someone king hit him, which I don't think is a term you guys have here. It's
not yet, we don't.
If you hit someone
Mm-hmm.
without any warning.
Oh, that's a king hit?
Yeah.
That's a sucker punch here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, now I know what a sucker punch is.
Yeah, it's a king hit.
Yeah. So
if you had to fight the king, that's how it would start. That sneaky fucker would come up behind you, go, BAM!
Yeah, no warning, just bam. He was just walking along the street, and he realized he was, they were trying to mug him. He was in the East Village.
Right. Someone hit him over the head.
Yeah, and he
Over the head.
and he just remembered the thing from not Crocodile Dundee now, because in my head, from Gallipoli, where
Oh, those are some pretty different fucking movies right there. Shoot straight, you bastards. Don't make a mess of it.
where God damn.
Mel Gibson.
Yes, Mel Gibson's character just like starts acting crazy in the when he's at the bazaar, and so he just started doing that. He just started pretending it was completely crazy, and he like scared the guy off, and he ran off. And like,
Right, yeah. He made a franchise out of that with Lethal Weapon.
right.
Acts like he's totally
Oh, maybe
nuts.
it was from that.
Yeah, maybe it was Lethal Weapon.
I don't know. I didn't remember that part so much.
Maybe it was from Bloodfather.
He'd been hit in the head without any warning. He might have been confused when he was telling me. He still had his cheek was swollen from it.
Mel Gibson told you this story?
No, my Aussie mate did.
Your Aussie mate. And so he scared him off.
Yeah.
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 I lived in Jersey City for a while, and I would take my then pooch for walks late at night. And I was like one of two white dudes that lived in the neighborhood. And there was a lot of like these kind of punk kids that would hang out on the street. You know, they're like 18, and they would sort of hang around on the corner and like try to be menacing. You know, they try to scare me, and clearly they didn't know what they were up against. One night I was just standing there with the dog, and a rock like this big just came and hit the wall right next to my fucking head. And I looked across the street, and they were all standing there, and I just wrapped the dog's leash around a tree, and I just was like, I just fucking sprinted right at them and yelled, and they just were like, boom! Like, they just vanished, you know? And I was like, all right, because this is like right where I lived too. Like, I have to be able to walk on the sidewalks outside the place that I live. I gotta have to like claim some fucking territory that I'm allowed in.
Wow.
And then another night, the next time I saw those same kids, I was in this little park, and I was sitting there. It was late night because I would always take the dog late after my shows. The floof, the magic floof and floof. So we're sitting there in the park, and these kids come walking in, acting like they're not, you know, pretend to act like they're not in there because I'm in there. But I can see that they are. And so they go and they sit down on a bench like 20 feet away from me. And they don't know, but I'm watching them out of the corner of my eye. I keep my head like this, but I'm looking at them over here. And one of them, I see him reach down and grab a bottle. And as soon as he grabbed the bottle, I just turned and looked at him. And he just put the bottle back down, and I think I might have yelled at him or something, but I scared him off again. And I was, of course, terrified the whole time. Like, these kids are gonna attack me, and there's 4 of them, you know. But so like it's the same kind of thing. Like if I can sort of out bluff them, then I'm gonna get out of this just fine.
Show them that you're not gonna be an easy target.
Right. Like if I had just shown weakness or been afraid, they would have like. Someone says Ben pulls out a machete. Yeah. Nope, just a fist. It's funny. I've used that tactic in several different instances.
Yes, you have.
Where I'm just like, all right, I'm outnumbered. I'm coming at you hard right away. And everyone will be confused, and then I'll make my exit very quickly. But we'll save the rest of those stories for another episode because we are already almost 70 minutes into this production.
Yeah, I'll remind you next week.
Remind me next week. Fight stories. We were going to do fight stories.
Well, you guys can remind him too, because I'll probably forget.
You guys can remind me. So let's take a look into what bizarre and interesting holidays today undoubtedly is, because it is a day.
We have Pretend to be a Time Traveler Day.
Oh my God, I love that. That's every day for me. Pretend to be a time traveler day. And is there any instruction as to... By the way, folks that are new, because I know we still have a fair number of new people watching since it's Wednesday instead of Sunday. We do this segment. It's called Sunday, Sunday, Sunday. It's where I do a monster truck rally type commercial for today's bizarro holidays. Even though it's Wednesday, we still call it Sunday because it's funner. And that's what we're doing right now. Sorry, no explanation leading up.
Yeah, they just mentioned the history of time travel. The earliest mentions were always about moving forward, like in the ancient Indian.
I guess that makes sense because, like, we've only been around for a couple of years. What are we going to go back to last August? Let's go back to last Thursday. We could go ahead like 1,000 years. I know, but I really, I really like to do something differently. Sorry, that's very interesting. Go ahead.
They probably didn't have, as much history of the past, so they didn't know where they were traveling to, but they had texts about traveling forward in your sleeve in time.
Right.
And then it wasn't until 1895 with H.G. Wells' The Time Machine that this notion of traveling back in time actually came into general consciousness, which is really interesting because we all, think of time travel as going back. Like, it's something you think about all the time. Oh, if I could just go back.
Right.
But, like...
I want to go back.
It's so funny that's a modern
do
concept.
It all over.
So we have that. We have Mitten Tree Day.
Wait, hold on. What? Mitten tree?
Yep.
Is that a type of tree, or is there something where we're supposed to put mittens on trees? And is it a Christmas thing? Don't know. It's just Mitten Tree Day.
I thought I wrote down. I got the information for this. Now I can't remember.
But there's nothing there. We'll make it up. It doesn't matter. Tell me, make some shit up.
It's consciousness about something.
Oh, right, about mittens.
Donating mittens or something. Anyway.
Give people mittens.
Put your own shoes on day.
Are you fucking kidding me?
No.
Oh my God, I love it. Put your own shoes on day. Like someone was so tired of helping someone put their fucking shoes on that they started a holiday.
Yeah, they don't know where this national holiday comes from.
I feel like that, of all the holidays we've had, should have the word fucking in it. Right? Put your own fucking shoes on day.
Right.
Once a year, you put your own fucking shoes on.
Yeah, so...
I love it. I love it.
You can use your imagination on, like, what the day means. It's like,
Put your own shoes on day. Okay.
a metaphor for strutting your stuff or
Right.
teaching a toddler...
We had,
to
like,
put the
pretend
shoes
to grow zucchini day or some shit, right? Like, there's...
No, it's National Leave Zucchini on Your Neighbor's Porch Day.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yep.
My point is, these are as weird as they could possibly be, and they never disappoint. I fucking love it. All right, is that all of them? Nope.
International Ninja Day.
International Ninja Day. That kind of goes against their whole secrecy thing. Like, let's have a national day. Are they just like act like regular ninjas, or are they allowed to like make noise and be obvious just for one day? I don't know.
I don't know either. And International Cheetah Day.
Cheetah?
Yeah.
Nice.
But it's the cheetah, the animal, not cheetah, the people who cheat.
Not cheetah. International Cheetah Day.
Not cheetah, pumpkin eater.
Cheater, pumpkin eater. Peter, pumpkin eater.
Had
a wife, loved to beat her.
What?
No, that's not how you remember it.
You're making it up.
No, that's what I heard. That's
Really?
how I first heard it. What was yours?
Had a wife and couldn't keep her.
Oh yeah, no, that's right. Sorry. I don't know who sang that to me originally, but they put it in my head forever.
Okay.
Had a wife, couldn't keep her.
Put her in a pumpkin shell.
Put her in a pumpkin shell.
And there he kept her very well.
And there he kept her very well. You'd think that would have occurred to him earlier, being a guy named Peter Pumpkin Eater. What was she thinking marrying a guy with that title anyway? Well, I don't know, Peter.
I think maybe...
Will you marry me? I don't know, Peter. What do you do for a living? I'm a pumpkin eater. No. Nope. I'm going to end up in one of those fucking pumpkins. I just know it.
I think she must have pretty slim pickings.
Slim pickings as far as pumpkins go.
All
okay.
Right.
Wow, that's crazy.
So that's our national days.
Right.
Tree Day is a day...
oh, you found it.
Yep. That encourages using and giving of mittens.
The using and giving.
Yeah.
It's harder to hand out mittens if you yourself are wearing mittens. I know that from experience.
Really?
So no,
But yeah, giving mittens to those that are less fortunate.
who don't have mittens,
Yeah.
but wear mittens while doing it because you're supposed to use them and share them. So stick to the rules, everybody. It's time for Sunday.
This weekend, one day only. You can pretend to be a time traveler, so that means you can do it tomorrow or yesterday or next fucking week, it doesn't matter. Now go put some mittens on your hands and hand out mittens to people who need mittens because it's Mitten Tree Day. And when you're getting ready to go out, put on your own fucking shoes. And look out for ninjas because it's International Ninja Day and they're gonna be riding cheetahs. Ninjas aren't cheetahs. Put your own fucking shoes on and enjoy it. Right now only.
I love that we can still do this shit, and I love that you guys are still with us and watching. If you want to donate to us, go to Patreon, or you can tip on Venmo. Follow us, subscribe to our YouTube channel, please. We need you guys to do that. The more of you guys watch on YouTube, the better for us. The numbers there are actually getting better, which means some of you guys are moving over.
Thank you. Thank you
Yes.
for all the likes.
Thank you for that. Thank you for all the likes. Please share the show to everybody you know. And remember, only 2 more. We got episode 99, we got episode 100. We got 2 weeks off, and then Wednesday, January 5th, the whole new show is coming, and it's going to be freaking awesome. We'll see you guys next week. I'm Ben Bailey.
I'm Emma Gleason.
And this is Working From Home, episode 98, coming to a conclusion. Let's juggle some fucking chickens!
Ladies and gentlemen, Ben Bailey.
Oh! That was close, people. It was a close one. All right. See you later, suckers!
And that's good enough.
I'm so blue. Look at me. I'm so blue. I'm so small. Bye-bye. See you next time.